Oh, yeah. So, here we go. Both of these runners have been given the go-ahead. They've been given... They're going to start at level 3, and they're off.
Well, I've already started because we have a banana reference already with our money, and that's a lot of money.
133 for the large secret. As these guys are going to make their way into different paths, Crimson check the bottom left corner, which is a good decision to do because sometimes that sword can end up there and you'll hate it when it is.
Yeah, absolutely. The other good thing about this is if Crim wants to, he can route himself over to the grave and immediately check the Armos statue. Now, it's an interesting thing with Crim. I know he doesn't necessarily prioritize the Armos statues, but he'll just sort of go where his routing takes him. It looks like this routing is going to take him up to the grave area already.
36 rupees for the mid secret, 9 for the small secret, so we've already seen all 3 varieties of secrets. As Crim is going to go do a screen scroll over the graveyard, as you mentioned. Zeb's going to check here the Lakeside Armos. And there's the wood sword right there at the Armos.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, Crim doesn't tend to prioritize Armos statues. The one good thing about his route here is he's going to check the grave, going to check Vanilla 6, going to check the Armos statue here at the grave, the screen to the right of it, and then that's going to allow him to screen wrap over to where that sword's going to be. So assuming he takes the path that I'm expecting him to take here, he's actually going to end up with that sword pretty quickly.
But first he's going to check level 3, and this is a dicey spot here for a couple of blue land molas. Hopefully this might give Crim the idea to get out now, as we did see an arrow shop there at the river cave.
Yeah, knowing where an arrow shop is definitely something to remember, because you might need wooden arrows to progress here. And the thing with Crim now is we've got a compass, and more than likely that staircase at the beginning means that we could potentially be segmented. The hard part about that staircase right now is he's weaponless, so he's going to have to bufferless clip in. And because those land molas move so ridiculously fast, he's going to have to get it pretty much first try here. And as you can see, they're having none of it right now.
We do find level 9 right at the start, as again he pokes his head inside and departs. He's going to attack these moblins here to see if he can't get some bombs. And these guys look like they are usually their beefier selves.
Yeah, so Crim does go ahead and get the bufferless clip, and turns out it's an item, so we don't have a segmented 3. Heart container, not the best item, not the item you want to find there, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. He isn't going to have a 33% chance of picking up the white sword item, whatever it is, as ZebGedney did pick up those aforementioned arrows.
Well, we can't say that 3 is not segmented, but at least we know that the item has been accounted for. And because of where that compass turned out to be, those are expensive bombs at 38 rupees. Crim's going to buy some because it's going to help him with his routing, as Zeb decides not to because, well, he's got a sword, which will help get him some bombs from some enemies.
Right. The other thing to take a look at there is, of course, that the meat was only 48 rupees, so that's something to remember as well.
And there's Crim. He's going to choose to go grab the candle, which will give him the opportunity to do some burning once after he's done with its route. And Zeb hoping to get into this level 1 spot before he takes a hit. And it turns out to be a potion shop, and we find a staircase underneath the Armos at the grave. So the item is going to be on the east side of Hyrule.
Yeah, and just another secret here. So Crim did think about taking the heart container there for a second, but realizing that no, I should probably take the candle just to make my routing better when I eventually get over to the forest and I'm able to burn stuff.
Yeah, because you never know how much the candle is going to cost, and now you do know that this is going to be a high money seed because you've already seen the mid secret and you've already seen the high secret.
Yep, and there's that screen scroll we were talking about. Crim going to head on over to the Armos statue where he's going to find the sword.
And ZebGedney doing the wines thing and stopping at the fairy fountain before he does any more exploration, because he takes a bob. He's got to go back to start, and it becomes a harder route to head on over towards the Lost Hills and the other Armoses as Crim picks up his sword.
Yeah, it's absolutely a much more difficult route starting from level 3, just because it's so hard to get to where you need to go from that, get to the east from that location, because you're in a pretty well-locked area. You only have really one way to go. We do have some any roads, though, and so far these have been less than stellar.
Yeah, they're all on the east side, and I believe we've seen 3 of them. As Zeb is, I would have to assume at this point he's going to try to get up here. As Crim's going to be careful with the Grias, and these Grias at this low health can pack a punch.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the huge thing, is going to be resource management here. As Zeb has found level 7, Crim going to go and start burning things in the dead woods. Let's see what he comes up with as well.
Well, he comes up with a fairy drop on the number 4 on the global counter and in level 6.
Well, we had 4, we had 6, so apparently we're doing even numbers.
Well, we have 3, 6, 7, and 9 on our map so far. And it's a Wizrobe in level 6.
No, that's lots of Wizrobes in level 6.
That's a nasty, nasty looking room there, and Crim's going to say, nope.
So there's a very good potential that room full of the disgusting blue Wizrobes could very well be a staircase, as is there's potential where this room could definitely be a staircase as well.
And we see a Goma blocking a room to the right-hand side for ZebGedney, so there is a possibility of the arrows. And to answer a person in chat was inquiring whether or not we know about the items before they start, we have no idea what the items are, just like the runners do.
But Crim is going to get another heart container. And look at that. Look at the Argos item. Are you kidding me, baby?
It is the wooden boomerang. And Zeb is and you see,
that's amazing.
And it's a good decision to do so, especially under these flags here, where you don't know if the enemies are going to be 0 HP, which gives you the better abilities of the boomerang.
Alrighty, that was completely unexpected. I am a huge fan of seeing that.
As ZebGedney continues to search over through the forest, and we'll get an update on what's going on with Crim in just a moment. As we continue to do some exploration, trying to find out where things are. We've seen 4 of the 9 levels already, and candles are 62 rupees. Zeb, who had not seen a take any yet, opts to pick up the candle right there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good call from Zeb. Has the money, that way next time he runs into a take anyone you want, you can just go ahead and take the heart.
And being in the forest is a nice time to go ahead and purchase a candle because, well, you need it in the forest. As ZebGedney goes ahead and finds another candle shop. Now, keys aren't that expensive either. And we find a recorder as the ladder item.
All right, so I have taken the liberty of going ahead and getting ourselves an update on what's going on with Crim's side. We are still progressing through level 6. We have come across a spiral staircase room that is being guarded by some Moldorms. I will tell you what is involved in said spiral staircase room in just a minute as we're entering the stairs right now. Drum roll, please. We've got an item. It's the bow.
So the bow in level 6 makes digging level 6 a good decision for Crim. It's not necessarily a strong 1-2 piece of a weapon here, but we'll see whether or not Zeb's going to go digging 6 a little bit later on.
Yeah, 6 is one of those dungeons where, depending on when you find it is going to depend on when you dig it. The earlier you find it, as Crim's found it really early here, it's definitely a decent decision to go ahead and dig it. The later on in the game you get, it depends what you're still looking for. It's weird because it's usually one of the bigger dungeons. I know there's a lot of people who will find the Triforce and just get the heck on out of there. But depending on where the Triforce is, and there's a lot of factors that go into, do you dig 6? Do you not dig 6? And as an update over on CrimsonAvix's side, we do have the Triforce from level 6 as well. So that's going to be their first Triforce of the match. We've got a level 8 sighting over on ZebGedney's side. That's going to be right over there on the coast, pretty much directly next to where level 7 is. And getting a hint telling us that Aquamentus awaits along the coast, so we know that level 1 is going to be somewhere on this side of the map as well.
Always nice thing to find out at this point. Hey, there's a dig dogger, and well, the way to beat dig dogger is the item that you need a ladder for.
Do you want to play a melody?
Not just any old melody.
Doesn't have to be a melody. Anyway, Crim, over on his side, is heading back into the grave and going back into level 3. The Triforce is going to be 2 rooms above where he was with these blue Lanmolas, but he is opting to clip into the diamond staircase right now to bomb ahead and progress through level 3. Trying to avoid getting hit by the Lanmolas as well, and having some trouble clipping. Speaking of troubles, we've got level 1 and Dodongo in an NSU room. That's a little bit of trouble just because it's a pain to get to them.
But there's the any key for Zeb, and that's a nice find when you have 0 keys.
That's a huge find when you have 0 keys. Also, Crim has found the Triforce room in level 3. It's got some stone traps and 4 keys. He's going to go ahead and pick up the Triforce here for his second Triforce of the match at the Triforce in level 3.
Promise we'll get Crim's stream back up in just a few moments as ZebGedney continues to search through level 1. And the thing that Zeb's going to be looking for now is a staircase where we'll have the second item inside.
Yeah, but that's the beauty about level 1, especially early, is you do have 2 items here. And even if the second item turns out to be, the book or the magic boomerang, you already are benefiting from having the any key in here.
Absolutely, yes. Looks like if you want to get that second item in level 1, you're going to have a ladder, as we do see a ladder block right there.
Well, always fun when you have a ladder block. Yeah, it looks like we don't have any more places to check out in level 1, but Zeb is going to go ahead and try a little bit more here, just to see if we can bomb around. The one thing to note about level 1 here, as Zeb picks at the Triforce, is the fact that if there is a room that you can access in level 1, as long as there's not a corridor staircase on the left-hand side or you're bombing down into an old man room, you can access every wall and every room from everywhere. So if you know where level 1 is at, there are rooms there, you can definitely...
Wow.
Indeed.
4 levels up in the upper right-hand corner of this map. Do you want another level? Well, we find level 5 here for ZebGedney, and it looks like we're getting a refresh for Crim, so we'll have another look at what's going on with him in just a moment.
Yep, to update, he did get the Triforce out of level 6 and level 3, and we have found ourselves the Any Roads.
So what way to the One Direction concert?
Well, you're gonna go take a left at Hyde Park is where you're gonna go do.
If I take a left at Hyde Park, I'll end up in the Hudson.
No, Hyde Park in London.
Oh, that Hyde Park.
Yeah, I mean, aren't they a British boy band? So why wouldn't I make a London joke?
Oh, fine. I thought you were talking about New York.
No. Why would I want to go to New York?
I don't know why I want to go to New York. After this kind of weather. Crimson level 2.
And we've got super ropes.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
And bombs. Also, Zeb putting Lord Banana to use over there, killing some keys, and he's rewarded with a staircase. What do we have here in level 5? We've got... Oh, baby.
As we already know that an item is trapped by the ladder in level 1, we know the recorder is on the coast and possibly blocking your path in level 8. That ladder will really come in handy for these runners.
Absolutely, that's huge. And Crim had picked up some arrows earlier, so he's going to be able to put that bow to use and ridiculously easily take care of these Poles voice, and that's an appropriate message.
Why did it have to be ropes indeed?
That's deliciously appropriate here in this particular level too, considering we've got super ropes. Also, Zeb using the ladder and putting the boomerang to good use here, stunning the Lionels. That's an excellent use of resources.
Yeah, I've been hoping that he can get something out of a health drop group, which unfortunately does not appear to be working out the way he'd like it to. And stepped aside, wanting to make sure that nothing bad was going to happen. And continues along in this level 5. Crim's still searching for the item in this level 2.
Yep, level 2 is one of the 2 dungeons where the item's going to appear on the floor. The other one, of course, being level 1, where we saw the any key earlier. Crim going to use a little trick here. He's going to exit the room and re-enter. He's going to try and adjust the spawns here to see what spawns first. And as you can see, he changed that blue, the blue Darknet into an orange one.
Okay, so Fred, let me ask you a question here, because I know you're in chat at this point. Did you just transpose Second Quest level 1 with this level 2 and add a couple extra rooms?
Oh, just by adding a couple extra rooms, you know it's not copyright infringement.
Good point, because that is an E. That's an E, like you see in level 1 of Second Quest.
No, it's the letter I pretending to be the letter E.
If you say so.
I do.
And again, why does it have to be ropes together with dark nuts? And it does, by the way, look like the red dark nuts are souped up in this, as they did get the net bad end of the plus or minus 2 HPs.
Yeah, they definitely are a little bit on the beefy side here, as we saw a bomb not take one out earlier. But it looks like they only have 5 HP and not 6.
Yeah, but still annoying that you can't take care of a red by way of bomb, as Crim's going to try to hold on to the remainder of his bombs at this point. He's still searching for this item in this level 2.
Yeah, at this point, with the work he's put into this item, he needs it to be something good. Red ring, white sword, silver arrows, something that's actually rewarding. He doesn't want to see, red candle, boomerang, magic boomerang book. He doesn't want to see any of those.
Watch me the magic boomerang.
Well, of course, he'll pick it up out of spite, but... Also, we've got triple Dodongos guarding the Triforce in level 5, and Dodongo doing what Dodongo gonna do, and that's, eat bombs and be generally annoying.
And Zeb grabbing his second Triforce piece out of level 5. And we got ourselves an interesting race here between these two runners. This is, by the way, I just wanted to point this out. This is an elimination bracket matchup here. The winner continues on in this tournament. The loser, unfortunately, is done for the tournament.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun room to fight with, because not only is Crim going to have to take out this blue Dark Nut, which he does with a palm, he also has to avoid that bubble.
And there's still no item on the floor. And this room here, no enemies, no item on the floor.
Hey, wait a second. Did you see where the letter was?
Yes, the letter was where the letter normally is. Somebody didn't shuffle this.
Guilty as charged.
We got to re-roll the seed now. There's a vanilla item at a vanilla spot.
I know, right? But there's this room that Crim didn't go in earlier. It was ladder block on one side, and oh, hi, bunnies.
Yeah, this is a very, very tough plate here for Crim, down to a half a heart, and he is pouring his heart and soul into this level 2, so he does need this to be something good.
Good thing for him right now is that the Pole's Voice seem to be the primary enemy spawn here, and with those arrows, it's going to make it a lot easier to kill this room. Yes, it is, and it's the raft.
Okay, so we have not found all the dungeons yet, so there's a possibility that that raft could be required.
Yes, we are still missing level 4?
That's the only one we have yet to see.
So with all the effort Crim put in there, he is hoping and praying that that raft is needed.
And nothing guarding the Triforce is out there in the open, and he will guard the Triforce. That's his third Triforce piece. As ZebGedney explores the top of the waterfall and finds it to be yet another candle shop.
Well, I'm pretty sure we know what the common shop is going to be here, and we did find level 2. It was in the Coast Heart location. So the east side of the map here, having all kinds of fun. So far, we've only had level 3 up there in the grave and level 6 up down there to the northwest of the start screen, which was vanilla level 3. And there's level 4
right there. So the raft is not required.
Yep. So this is a very, everything's sort of tightly packed over here in the eastern side of Hyrule.
This is the kind of seed that would have the potential of being a sub-hour seed easily if you play your cards right.
Yeah, well, so far we have found that the ladder is pretty much on the path to the Triforce in 5. From what I remember seeing, the bow was on the path to the Triforce in 6. So at this point, just a matter of finding silver arrows.
And Crim doing the technique here to get that right side of the bomb all open up. That gets him a little more exploration. So Crim's ability to explore this level 4 is going to come down to one important thing. The fact that he does not have the any key at this time.
True, and he's going to go ahead and burn his last key here to continue his exploration, which is good. Unfortunately, as we can see here, he is going to get rewarded with a key, so he is going to have one to continue on.
Fred is pointing out one important thing that we haven't yet to see is the white sword item, and that still could come into play whether or not the white sword is actually rather the raft is required. As by the way, we do see Wiz Robes in this level 4, so 3, 4, and 6 are all Wiz Robe dungeons.
Good thing for Crim here is red Wiz Robes seem to have rolled 3 HP as opposed to 4, so they're slightly squishier. And this room that Zeb is in right now, this is the room with the bow.
Yeah, we didn't see it because we were having a few issues with getting Crim's screen on our restream here, but there is the bow pickup for ZebGedney, and he will be happy. So the question now becomes for Zeb: at what point do you start just going faster and faster, ignoring the remainder of the items in the game, because you know you're up against CrimsonAvix. You know that CrimsonAvix is a decent runner in this game and is one of the usually the top finishers when we do races, unless something goes wrong.
Here, the thing with that is I guess it depends on where you get your Triforces. Like if you're like pot committed to like a level 7, for example, I say you go ahead and dig it. But if you get like you walk into level 8, for example, and hey, there's a Triforce 3 rooms in, you grab it and go. It definitely depends on where you're getting your Triforces. And speaking of big things,
an item in 4, and the item in 4, the
silver arrows. There we go. All Crim needs to do now is get the ladder in 5, and we'll be in Triforce and go mode. Wow.
And just like that, also ZebGedney, all he needs to do is get into level 4 himself and go into Triforce and go mode.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge find there for Crim.
And the question is will Crim be ladder blocked from getting to a Triforce? So far, it has not been a crux, although
he's going to have to Kanana key to get out of here.
Unless he gets a key on the floor, but either way, he has a good opportunity to do a Kanana key right here. As ZebGedney picks up the recorder, and no Kanana key.
Not Kanana key. Yeah, ZebGedney going to clip over with that.
Yeah, Crim could not Kanana key, and that's because he got swallowed into the like, and
he can't
he's going to
clip over.
He has to burn it.
Yeah, but at least he did get the key there.
Yeah, he's going to have to burn that key. So for Crim right now, he's just getting lucky right now with the fact that the keys are lining up in his favor. He's going to try to bomb around because level 4, except for just a couple of the walls, is connected.
Yep, exactly like we were talking about level 1 here. And he is going to be able to go ahead and pick up the Triforce here in level 4. Now, good thing for Crim is if he makes his way up to the northeast, he'll find the other remaining 4 levels he needs. Bad news for Crim is level 5, the last one he's going to find on this progression trek, is going to be the one with the ladder.
And so therefore the question now becomes is how much of level 7 does ZebGedney actually, does Crim search as Zeb goes into level 3?
I think it depends on what the information he gets here on these hints if he decides to buy them, which he decides to not buy here.
Interesting decision not to.
All right, so to answer your question, turn down for Watts, what is the Kanana key? If you'll go back to that room we were talking about it for a second, you'll notice there was a shutter door and a key door in the same spot. So if you kill the last enemy in the room, which would trigger the shutter door to open, and you walk through the key door at the same time, the game is triggering the open up animation, so it figures that you've opened up the door, so it allows you to walk through the key door without having a key in your inventory.
And Zeb, getting a favorable pattern on the Lamolas this time around, gets inside and will get the heart container. Because why not at this point? You've already spent all your effort trying to get in there.
Yep, Crim getting some valuable information from the old man in level 8. Aquamentus awaits along the coast.
Getting beaten up pretty badly here by these blue Lionels, as he's now down to a half a heart. Going to have to be careful as he does switch on over to the silver arrows, and good decision to do so. You've got a bunch of them to use up, and still just doing very good dodging strats. Gets a key for his efforts.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't choose to use those earlier. Looks like we might have a Dig Dogger blocked level 8 here. We may have to play a melody to get a staircase.
Yeah, before he does that, he's going to go ahead and try to bomb in a couple more positions, and finds out, nope, can't do anything further.
That's a bad spot for Crim to be in, because he's going to need bombs to access level 1.
And the other problem here for Zeb is he's trying to. I understand what Zeb's trying to do with this.
Crim burning the nanner.
And there's the banana discovery there for CrimsonAvix. He decides to burn it.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. So right now, firmly on Team Zeb.
Especially since the Zeb decided to grab it.
But of course.
At this point, though, Zeb is going to be spending quite some time trying to get around these blue Lamolas. Finally does get at least past them. And if I'm Zeb, I'm just going beelining for that Triforce at this point.
Oh, absolutely. You've already got the heart container out of here. You guys got to kill these keys, and you have yourself a Triforce piece.
Don't die to keys, though. There you go.
I've done
We're going to the wood arrows.
Yep, I've died to keys. It's, kind of embarrassing.
And so, therefore, Zeb now has the entire western half of that Triforce filled up. But now Zeb is faced with an interesting decision because he's not found levels 2 or 4 yet.
No, he does know where 7 and 8 are. But the interesting decision that you bring up here is, do we explore Death Mountain while we're over here?
Yeah, and we know that Death Mountain is not going to be required. If you spend a lot of time going up Death Mountain, you could be creating yourself a deficit to your opponent. Crim at this point is getting close to the point where he's going to know where all the levels are.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for Crim right now is he's got a 0 next to his bomb count.
Yep, and hopefully he'll figure out where there are some enemies that can drop some bombs for him beside. Well, there goes the blue Wongtrak right there, and he's going to make a beeline for him because he needs some bombs.
And of course.
Wow. There's the luck right there as he gets some bombs out of them. And here's some blue, red Gorillas for another chance to get some bombs. But he's going to go search level 2 at first.
Yeah, Vanilla level 2 is one of those interesting spot locations like Vanilla level 6. Depending on the enemies here below it, it can be a very, very big bottleneck because you only have the one way down or up.
So now Zeb's at that juncture here. And it looks like he's heading down towards what we consider the forgotten spot, which is the northwest portion of the lake, because it's an annoying walk to get to if you're heading from the left. And from the right, you need the ladder to get to.
Crim making a pit stop, picking up the blue ring. I like this purchase from Crim. Reason being,
Here is the white sword item. It is the power bracelet for ZebGedney. Now, he does not need that. We know that that's not going to be required, and therefore, anything that's good in this game is going to be inside of a dungeon.
Correct, absolutely. As I was saying, I like this pickup from Crim because he tends to get a little too touchy-feely with enemies. He likes to hug Wizrobes and Pole's Voice and Gibdos a lot. So getting the wardrobe change is going to at least, if he wants to continue on his habit of hugging enemies, he certainly can still do that.
And it does not look like that ZebGedney is opting to go through Death Mountain, which is a good move for him. He's not going to be getting to that big time sink as Crim now pops into level 1.
And this is going to be huge for Crim because he's going to come up with the any key. Again, the bad thing here is the second item, or a good thing for Crim here is the second item is ladder blocked. So he's not going to have to worry about picking that up. Better news for him is he's already got the bow and the silver arrow, so he doesn't have to worry about finding anything.
And there goes Crim. He ends up picking up the any key as his keys go to A. And pretty soon he'll find out about his ladder block situation. And there's the other of the big secrets, 2 of them there on Candle Row.
Yeah, it's not just one ladder block, it's 2 ladder blocks.
Now, ZebGedney is looking at those hints. Akumentus waits with a magic key, so that's no new information to any of us. The dude abides, which, I'm sorry, that's not any information to beating this game. And a bowl of Keese and Azal walk into a bar.
Oh, you heard that one already?
Apparently your chat has heard that way too many times.
I do like to tell jokes.
Tell me a joke while we're waiting for ZebGedney to find level 4.
I can't because I'm a bartender and most of my jokes are completely NSFW.
Well, that's good to know. So we will ignore it at this point. We do find a potion shop underneath one of the power bracelet slots, and Crim's still searching for that one spot where the staircase could be, because he's still looking for that ladder.
Yep, coming to the conclusion, wait a minute, I'm ladder blocked, and Zeb's going to come across level 2 really shortly.
Now, the thing with Crim, now he knows that second item in level 1 is not required. It's not the ladder. He knows where the recorder is.
Right, so the best thing for him is going to be this next screen where he comes across level 5. He's going to pick up the ladder, and he will be in Triforce and Go mode.
At the same time, ZebGedney is in level 2, and the Triforce in this level 2 is very, very early in what had turned out to be a letter E level. And just based on the where you're positioned at this point, you wouldn't think of bombing left. That's where the map comes into play here.
Crim getting super lucky here. Enters this room full of Poles boys with no rupees. Kills 1, gets a rupee. Kills 3, gets a rupee. Kills 1 more, gets a rupee.
And look at ZebGedney. He actually did find the bomb wall early on without even knowing about it. And there he is. There's the Triforce, but he wants to find that item.
He still hasn't found silver arrows yet, and you're definitely going to dig 2 for that.
And there's Crim finding the corridor staircase. That's the transport staircase. We'll see him later come across the staircase that has the ladder. All the items in this seed seem to be on the path.
So this just means that level 9 is going to be super convoluted.
No, this is going to be one of those magical 5-room level 9s, just so we can shut up.
True. So Crim going to come back here. Looks like he's going to kill these just to see what the room drop here is in this one. It's the compass, so he knows where he has to go. If I'm correct, this is the room with the ladder. I believe this was because Zeb was killing Keese.
You are correct. This is the room that he needs to get the ladder, which will be the final piece of Crim's puzzle. And at the 33-minute mark, 33:30 to be exact, there's Crim going into Triforce and Go mode. So now Crim just really needs to just look for the Triforces and get out of these dungeons. Zeb is still on the search for silver arrows. He does have the ladder, so he can check this room to the right, which is the room that he needs for the raft.
This is not a good place for Crim to be in. Looks like we got ourselves a little bit of a segment there.
But Zeb's not going to take the path to the right just yet. He doesn't know what this dungeon is at this point. And I was thinking maybe he was going to go try to kill that Dig Dogger, because maybe this could be a segmented level 2 with the item being on the second side. But as we already know, that's not going to be the case. So At the 34-minute mark, while all these guys are in the similar dungeon, so we already know the items of, you want to give us an item recap?
The only item that matters is the boomerang was the Armos item, and Zeb picked it up.
And that is your roving reporter, the Green Leaf Effect. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, sir.
We will go ahead and talk about the other items that are in this game at a later time or date.
Absolutely. We are going to go ahead and continue our path through level 5. As we remember from Zeb over here, this was a very, very convoluted level 5 path. Crim there picking up the rupee, hoping to get another rupee drop from the Pole's Voice because they tend to drop a lot of money. Unfortunately, Pole's Voice said no.
Those were cheap Pole's Voices.
Hey, maybe they didn't get any money back from taxes.
Well, why would they? They've been giving it all out to charity.
I was going to say, I find it interesting that Crim's killing this room, but he's looking for money for arrows. He probably wouldn't be upset to get a heart drop to try for Magical Sword if he comes across it. And, oh yeah, why not? There's the heart.
And I think Crim's starting to figure out this path as Zeb's in the room that he needs to be in order to find the raft, which would get him out of this dungeon. He's not too far away from where level 4 is. And I believe, if I'm correct, that would be the last dungeon that he needs to find at this point.
You would be correct, good sir. Zeb using the same strategy we saw Crim implore earlier with the let's kill the Pole's Voice with arrows.
And he gets the raft, and he's going to make a beeline right straight for that Triforce as Crim is trying to figure out how to get to this Triforce. And I must admit that I did not really see the exact path that ZebGedney ended up having to take to get to said Triforce in level 5.
I don't remember it either.
But here's another problem for Crim. He's out of bombs. Now, if you remember, what was the enemy that's guarding the Triforce?
It was some delicious dodongos.
So Crim's going to have to find some bombs before he gets on out of that level 5.
That could prove to be a huge, huge thing for Zeb, as he's going to come across level 4 here pretty quickly.
Crim back into level 1. He's going to take this ladder, and he's going to find out what this second item in here, and also try to maybe push for some bombs while he's on this path.
Yeah, I find it interesting that he's coming back into level 1. I mean, I understand that we need bombs. He's killing these ropes not because of anything more than he needs rupees, and he's going to get some here.
It doesn't help the fact that the bombs in this game are 30 plus rupees.
38 rupees to be precise.
You would be correct. And there's a bomb drop of the Lamb Mola, and Zeb's on the wrong side of this level 4. Because where Crim ended up finding the silver arrows was over on the right-hand side of this level.
Oh, Crim going to do some ladder clipping to avoid the stone traps there. I like that. Still gets caught by him anyway, but still.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid effort to do some ladder clipping in another heart container, because why not?
Alrighty, it seems like lots of items in this game have been guarded by a bunch of dark nuts and ropes. Or Pole's Voice. Crim's going to go ahead and kill the Pole's Voice here first, because that's going to be immensely easier for him, considering he's got the bow and arrows. Turns out it's the correct room.
It is, and we see inside it is the book.
Ew, book!
And Crim is not going to go ahead and pick that up, and he's going to say goodbye to that level 1. Now, Crim is going to go find the letter here, and he will make his way over towards... Well, don't forget that Crim also still has to go pick up his recorder, because we know, unless we didn't get a bomb all somewhere, that you're going to need it for level 8.
Right, and the good thing about Crim picking up the recorder is he can go ahead and pick that up, and he can come back to level 5 afterwards just by a quick little tutti flute over to level 1.
We all love that tutti flute.
And there is some bombs for Crim. He's going to be able to check over here. Now, the things for Crim is going to be, hey!
Magical sword, not attainable at 11 hearts.
Nope. But Zeb has found these silver arrows, so that is Triforce and Go mode for Zeb as well.
So both of these guys now officially what we would consider the Triforce and Go mode. And so therefore, it's pretty much a mop-up here. ZebGedney is going to be getting this level 4 Triforce pretty soon. And I would have to say at this point, Zeb might have an advantage over Crim.
I would definitely agree with you. Zeb would definitely have the advantage, but Crim's going to find level 7 right now, and depending on what he comes across in level 7, could put him on an advantageous path here. If he, comes across needing or finding the Triforce here super early, then it could be advantageous. Worst case scenario for Crim here is that Goma guards the Triforce, and he's out of arrows.
Well, at least you got that manhandler taken down pretty easily.
Yeah, that was a really, really good manhandler kill.
And you notice what Crim did. He was hugging that wall to make sure that there's no wall masters in that wall in that room, because there's no better feeling than trying to think, oh, I have the enemies killed in this room, or I can just push the block and then find out, hey, look, there's the wall master. Guess what? You go back to start. Zeb getting the bad news about the 11 hearts.
Crim coming across a clock. Surprised he didn't pick up the clock there. There he does. He gets the arrow shot into the clock anyway. We're just going for some swag strats. No big.
Yeah, across the room strat right there. So Crim here, we have not seen where the Triforce in level 7 is.
Well,
we do see where the compass is.
We're about to see where it is. Oh,
this is quite the level 7 here. There's probably a couple of segments to this level 7.
Yeah, the question is, are we playing Find the Segment or are we playing Find the Bomb Hole?
I'm going to guess we're playing Find the Segment, just based on how wide the 7 is, and 7 is going to be smaller than level 8.
That's true. Crim finding the best thing he could possibly find right now. No, not the heart, but the rupee bosses, getting himself some cash.
Well, 10th enemy has the rupee.
He could use that right now.
And there's Zeb getting the indicator of where he needs to go, but he's going to continue exploring in case there's a staircase coming up this direction. Does not turn out to be.
Let's see what happens when we bomb here. No bomb to the left. No bomb to the right.
And he hasn't bombed up, but he's not going to do so. As Crim's in a room that you don't really want to be in with a wood sword and 1 heart.
Yeah, we call that death.
Yeah, we call that spinning around in a circle, and that's not exactly what Crim needed at that point. Back to start.
Yep, I like Crim's call here. Going to opt to say, nope, discretion's the better part of valor here. I don't need to go in here right now.
I'm surprised he didn't check mags at 12 just because of what he just put up with in that level 7. But he's going to make his way to the coast. He's going to go grab this recorder now.
Yep, he's going to go get himself a recorder first. Then he can make his way back to level 1 if he needs to check on 5. He'll probably head back to 1 and then just head over and check Magical Sword real quick at level at 12 hearts. He'll have a 33% chance of getting it because we know we checked 11 and it wasn't there.
And ZebGedney clearing out this room. This is a potential staircase room. And push the block, open the wall, and there we go. We get to the other side. Is this going to take you to the other side, though?
Oh, yes, it is.
It looks like it did. Hey, Goma.
All right, are we going to get a 12 heart? No, we are not going to get a 12 heart magical sword.
Yeah, unfortunate news here for Crim. And a nice clock pickup there for ZebGedney on the 3 on the global counter.
That is some ridiculously good timing on the clock, pun intended.
Crim back into level 8. He's got the recorder now, so he's going to go do some exploring here. And there's another Triforce out there on the floor. Easy pickings for ZebGedney. He's got to get back into this level 8 and finish that off. But at this point, you've got to think that Zeb is getting a little further ahead of Crim just because Crim's routing here, it's not bad. It's just the moves that he's made has just not worked out.
Yeah, no, definitely Zeb's routing has been that's the big thing with routing in this game is you have to be lucky, and Zeb's routing has been super lucky here. Just having the silver arrows on the path to a Triforce and 4, getting the ladder super early, finding the right bomb hole in level 5. It's been really, really good routing for Zeb. As we are confirmed, we did have Dig Dogger blocking a staircase here in level 8.
And it looks like it's a good decision to purchase the arrows in this game because of the fact that it looks like the Pulse Voice are one of those most dungeon enemies. And there's the Triforce in level 8. Easy find.
Yeah, that's bad news for Krim, as that's going to be the last Triforce Zeb needs to head on over to level 9.
So we haven't pointed this out as far as the bracket is concerned. The winner of this match, they face off against Random Effect in round 4 of the elimination bracket. The loser is unfortunately done as far as this tournament is concerned.
Yep. I'm going to be rooting for the winner of this match because Random Effect beat me in round 1 of the bracket, so I'm slightly biased.
Even if ZebGedney decides to burn the banana next time around?
Again, this is right now. I'm fickle. I reserve the right to change my mind.
ZebGedney with all 8 pieces of the Triforce getting ready to head on over towards level 9, which is close to the Vanilla Star. He's going to go ahead and recorder his way over to level 2. Maybe do a little...
Good.
I was going to say maybe do a little bit of killing to see if he can't get some bombs, but we'll see how it goes.
And it's not close to Vanilla Start. It is Vanilla Start.
And I'm surprised that Zeb is... there we go. I was going to say, I'm surprised that Zeb's not opting to kill these red gorillas, considering the fact that he's got only 1 bomb in his arsenal. And this is a pretty sweet time to head into level 9 at only 46 minutes in. And there's your ink blot for level 7.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Oh, I see what Zeb doing. He knows where the bomb shop is, just north of where level 7 is, and decided to buy some.
So yeah, this is not a segmented level 7. Holy crap. But that was a really, really strong fight against the Darknuts there for Krim.
Yep, he's got to get back to that room with the Pulse Voice, the reverse C room. A nice bomb drop that he needed right there. So Zeb here in level 9. We're going to see whether or not he finds Ganon early on. You can't go left. And hey, of course we got Wiz Ropes in level 9.
Why wouldn't we have Wiz Ropes in level 9?
I have no idea why not. But that might be good news here for Krim, depending on how Zeb handles these Wizro rooms and how deep in Ganon might be.
Yeah, Krim now finding his mistake from earlier. All he had to do was come down here. Zeb going to go ahead and avoid some Patra. And Krim going to go ahead, and he is going to find his staircase here eventually.
Yeah, and here he goes into the reverse room. He's going to go kill these Pulse Voices and head on to the other side of this level 7. So Krim's still got to find the bomb hole in level 5. This is not a done deal. ZebGedney does not have the win here. Krim's not eliminated from this tournament because we've seen level 9 make races a whole lot closer.
Absolutely. It's going to be a matter of if it's a find the bomb hole level 9, who finds the right bomb hole, who goes the correct direction. Yeah, it's definitely still anybody's race here.
So Krim has to do is just finish off this room with the red dark nuts. They take 5 HP. Zeb is searching his way through the central part of level 9 at this point.
Yeah, Krim's definitely not going to want to use any bombs in these dark nuts at all. He's going to want to conserve those bombs when he gets into level 5.
Yeah, knowing what issue he is. And so Zeb right now, I'm thinking he may have heard Ganon. Yeah, there it is.
We have some Ganon. We've got ourselves some pig. So this is a huge, huge thing here for Zeb here, because killing Ganon is huge. He's going to have to be careful of some high roll drivers, but he does have some potion. It's huge because after we kill Ganon, he's just going to be looking for a shutter door that opens up without killing the enemies, because that means we will have found Zelda.
Pretty decent fight here for Zeb so far, but oh, there we go. Now we're in the danger zone with 3.5 hearts, and he's going to try to circle on over to his potion, which he needs to do at this point. Krim going back into level 5, where he's got to find the bomb hole. And again, Zeb has not won this race just yet, but it is going to come down to how fast he can find Zelda if he's able to finish off this fight against Ganon.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a huge, huge thing for Krim here. figuring out which way to go correctly to get to this Triforce over in level 5. The Pole's Voice are having none of it, though, right now, and that is it for Ganon over on Zeb's side. We have got some delicious bacon.
So you're going to go ahead and check these 2 rooms adjacent to Ganon, see whether or not they were possibly the room that Zelda's hiding out in, and it turns out that both are not.
Yeah, so it looks like Crim's going to have to find some bomb hole here. He's got one last bomb left. Unfortunately, not rewarded with a bomb hole here. So now comes the interesting part, is where is he going to find bombs? Can he farm bombs? And how long is it going to take him to find where he needs to bomb?
Yeah, and the problem is that there's very few opportunities to actually get some bombs here in this level 5. As Zeb, he's just doing what he needs to right now, going to search for every room possible. Thankfully, these vires do go down in a silver arrow, so this is going to help Crim with regarding to the bombing.
Yeah, absolutely. And to answer the question in chat, normally it is a room with a single shutter door. Ganon's room is the exception to that rule. It can have as many shutter doors as it well wants to.
Yep, because obviously you can't open all the shutter doors until you kill the pig, and well, we've seen it happen already in this race during this not this race, but in the tournament during the Swiss stage where Zelda was 1 room north of Ganon.
Yeah, we've seen all that, and again, the bomb hall's just not cooperating for Crim here.
Yeah, Zeb's not getting any cooperation from the bomb walls here in 9 as well as Crim. He is stepping out of this 5, but you've got to think that the pressure here to find the bomb walls are going to start catching up with him at some point here.
Yeah, you'll notice he exited and re-entered level 5, and he's doing that to reset the vires in that room, so he can kill them again and try and get some bombs off of them.
And speaking of such, we had not seen a bomb upgrade at all this seed.
I mean, there definitely was the money for the bomb upgrade in this seed. Now, Zeb's going to have to be careful here with this Patra, and there's a good potential that Patra might be guarding a staircase that might be needed.
Yeah, that 5 pair blocked room right there is a good possibility of having a staircase inside. We do see a shutter door open, but that was because there's no enemies inside. That was one of the Lamola rooms, if I do remember correctly.
I believe you are correct.
And we have this room here with a single block, and this is not a push block. So Zeb here is going to have to do some bombing or killing that Patra in order to figure out what's going on next, or maybe taking one of these staircases that he's stepped over already or walked away from.
Yeah, so interesting thing for Crim here, as he did come across this Vire here, which could have potentially dropped him some bombs, as with this blue Lionel. And Zeb getting the white sword too little too late, doesn't need it here. But Crim going to reset the room, trying to get some, there we go, a couple of Vires and a blue Lionel. Definitely happy to see that. Unfortunately, not happy to see the fact that they're giving him absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this is really bad luck here for Crim at this point. The fact that he can't find the bomb wall that he needs, and the fact that bomb droppers are so far so little. And there's this both items in level 9 side by side, the wand and the white sword. And to think about that, the white sword is on the path to Ganon, so that could have made the Ganon fight a little easier.
It most definitely could have done that.
So Zeb's going to go try to finish off this room here with the Moldorm here, because this is a potential of those second quest staircases, and yes, it is. And since we've already found the items, we already know that this is going to be a transport staircase, but where does it go? We don't know. We'll find out in just a moment as Crim gets some bombs.
And he's got 2 sets of bombs there. I do want to point out here, you notice how in level 9 you always find the items when you're not searching for silvers, and when you're searching for silvers, it's always the last 2 staircases you come across?
Yes, it is. Murphy's Law is horrible.
I am not a fan of Mr. Murphy or his stupid law.
Yeah, his laws can go shove it.
Crim seems to be all sorts of confuzzled here in this level 5.
Yeah, I'm wondering how he has mapped this level 5, if he has at all, and therefore has marked down where he's bombed. He's thinking at this point that it might be a segmented level 5, that there's a staircase to the other side. It looks like the staircase that Zeb had found had absolutely nothing going for it, so he's going to take the staircase back over the other side and back to the room that had the mole dorm. And here's another room with the lamb molas here, and trying to tackle this down, but he can't get hit. He's down to
Oh, there we go. There we go. Crim's found himself. Well, I was going to say found himself something, but it's just a couple of bunnies.
And Crim getting some lucky bombs right there. That's exactly what he needs. Zeb needs to think about working up a count, getting a 10 count force drop of bombs. But he's not going to be able to do that now because he ended up spending his last pack, or his last bomb.
Yeah, Zeb running out of bombs is the best thing that could happen to Crim right now. Unfortunately, there's a bomb shop right near start, and Zeb does have enough to pick up one more pack.
Yeah, but that's all he can afford at this point because of the fact that they are 38
Oh,
rupees.
Crim, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's just a shame that he couldn't have all 4 of that second pack.
I'm pretty sure he's not complaining.
Yeah, well, I'm certain he wishes he could have all the bombs in the world as Zeb goes back into level 9. Or no, he's going to go ahead and try to kill these moblins here for a chance for some bombs.
Yeah, this level 5 is just giving Crim the absolute business right now.
Yeah, and Crim at this point is going to start freaking out. It's going to be freaking out about where he is as far as this race is concerned. And gets a bomb drop right there on the bomb that he laid down, trying to open up the wall. And
oh, maybe that's what the issue was. He didn't kill all the wall masters in this room. That's what the issue was.
uh-oh. Yeah, there's the push block.
Oh my god, he didn't kill the wall masters. Wow. He's got to be kicking himself for that.
So once again, we come back to the concept here about this Patra, and it looks like ZebGedney is now going to think that this Patra is required to get to somewhere he needs to go, as he down to a heart and a half. Going to have to be careful. And it turns out that's not a staircase. Crim taking a death in level 5.
Wow, Wallmaster's saying all kinds of nope here. Packer saying all kinds of nope. Levels 5 and 9 not being very cooperative, all things considered, to both of our runners here tonight.
But at least Crim now has an idea where he needs to go. As Zeb now, because he's left this room too many times, or been through this room too many times, the Lamolas, well, he's also left the dungeon too.
Yeah, that
so the Lamolas are back.
Yeah, no more of a disheartening feeling than, oh crap, the Landmolas are back. Biggest advantage Crim has right now is the fact that Zeb is still on green tunic. So the fact that Crim went ahead and purchased that blue ring could turn out to be a huge purchase here, as he's going to get into level 9 as soon as he gets the Triforce out of 5 here.
Yeah, and you know he's going to beeline it to level 9 because he knows he spent way too long in this level.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is not a favorable level 9. And in fact, I remember saying it just as we were beginning this level 9, the fact that it was Wiz Robes, which could be a plus here for Crim.
Again, that blue ring. And yeah, those Landmolas not wanting any part of Mr. Gedney. Another thing to point out here, Zeb didn't pick up the wand when he had the chance. That could be a useful tool.
Yeah, because he's out of rupees now, so he has no extended weapon. And Zeb, if he was really thinking about it at this point, should think about getting a trip to the fairy fountain.
He's contemplating it right now. Looks like he's going to whistle his way to probably level 4 to go to the fairy fountain. Or just up an A.
Yeah, probably a better idea at this point. And the good thing that Crim still has some bombs in his arsenal here, because he comes up to the Dodongos here in level 5.
Yep, and that's going to be the 8th and final Triforce piece for Crim. He's going to make his way to level 9 as well.
Yeah, and this is not a done deal at all. ZebGedney does have the advantage of already having killed Ganon, but Crim could be mounting a comeback here in this level 9. Stay tuned. As ZebGedney continuing to go somewhere else, and
he's whistling to 2 to use the warps.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed right now, Rick.
Why?
Because it's been an hour in and I haven't been trolled once, aside from the burning of the banana. I'm a little disappointed.
Well, I think at this point, Crim has nothing in store because we are really getting to crunch time, and Crim knows that this is crunch time. It's an hour in, and he's just entering level 9. He's got no idea where ZebGedney is, but he knows ZebGedney is not an opponent that you want to sleep on.
No, absolutely not. Although it would be kind of interesting because Zeb, in the first randomizer tournament we had, Zeb ended up with a huge comeback win similar to this on the fact of somebody was key blocked out of Zelda, not once but twice. Got a key, came back, realized it was 2 keys they needed, and had to go back out a second time, and those delays caused Zeb to get the win there. So I do want to point out that this wouldn't be the first time Zeb's been involved in a vicious 9 comeback.
And Crim is just a few rooms away from where Ganon is, and he will be hearing the roar of Ganon coming up once he gets into this spiral staircase room.
And Reflex taking over, Crim picking up the key just on by default there.
So Crim's going to go into this room. He finds out that Ganon is not in this room, so he's going to go ahead and retreat. Will he check this staircase first? No, he will not. So he's going to go into the Ganon fight with the wood sword as well.
Yeah, here's the thing: is you hear. I'm dead. I'm freaking dead.
ZebGedney moving up. Hey, there's the shutter door, and ZebGedney's going to win this race while Crimson is fighting Ganon and Zeb laying down the bomb. ZebGedney moves on in the tournament. He's going to be facing off against Random Effect in the next round. Crim fighting a banana.
That's beautiful. This is beautiful. The long troll the entire time. Wow.
And ZebGedney finishing in first with an official SRL time of 1:02:13 to face off against Random Effect in the next round of the tournament. And Crim's right behind him on the path. He's got one more bomb up, and then he will have this path
Crim made this.
well.
Crim's 9. That was, what, 2 minutes? Holy crap.
Yes. If Crim didn't get lost with the bomb wall in level 5, Crim could have stole this one away from Zeb, but the bomb problems in level 5, plus, you know what really did it, Greenleaf?
He didn't pick up Lord Banana.
No. The death in 5.
That one death in 5. Yeah, that's insane.
That was
insane.
That's what set the difference here. As Crim finishes in second, 103.12. A difference of 59 seconds.
That's crazy. But let's be honest, Crim was the real winner here. I didn't think you could sub out like the full Ganon color palette, because I know when he put King DDD in, it was still the same color as Ganon. I didn't realize he can go color palette swap. That was impressive.
We're going to speak to both of these runners coming up in just a moment, get them invited in here, and what a race this was. And we welcome in the winner of this race, ZebGedney. Congratulations. You tell us your thoughts as you're running through that 9 and you're running and having some issues with the whiz ropes.
Yeah, that 9 was, I don't know, I just couldn't keep bombs, and I was really panicking. I thought that I was going to lose what felt like a really smooth seed overall.
Yeah, this was a very, very easy seed in the fact that it gave you the required items pretty much on the path, the Triforces. Unbeknownst to you, Krim was having some issues with bombs of his own in level 5.
Oh, wow, okay. I'm trying to remember what 5 was like.
The wall master in the staircase room to get to the other side.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's awful.
That cost me probably about 20 minutes.
And considering you had what amounted to what, a 8-room level 9?
Yeah, level 9 was really quick for me. I was just like trying to blitz through it as quick as possible and clear rooms and on a really nice path. But no, I like, if I would have gotten that wall master when I first was in there, instead of revisiting 4 different times, like going out for bombs or whatever, probably could have been low 50 seed, if not quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, unfortunately, insult to injury, the Lionels got you in that room before the Triforce, which really was the difference as far as the time was concerned in this seed.
Yeah, but as I said, like, I shouldn't have even been in that position to where that specific thing cost me. I mean, yes, it did, but no, I should have had 5 Triforce right after ones, and I mean, there's a lot of different small things I could have done to not to make up that 1 minute. If I don't go back into 1 just searching for white sword or a red ring, I mean, right there I spent probably a minute as well. So it's a bunch of different stuff.
So, Zeb, you grabbed the banana.
I did.
Thank you.
Was that because you knew who was on commentary for this match?
No, I mean, I found it early. I think I believe I had the wood sword at that point, so that was really all I had. I don't know. I felt like it would have been silly to pass it up at that point.
Meanwhile, Krim decided to burn the banana, and then the real banana showed up.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. And for Zeb, if you don't know what we're talking about, the clip has been posted in the Discord. Krim found a way to not only change up Ganon's sprite, but the color palette. So Krim's Ganon fight was dancing Mr. Banana.
Oh boy, I'll have to take a look at that later.
Turn your headphones down, I might lose my mind a little bit.
I had nothing to say. Greenleaf's laugh just took it over.
Honestly, I mean, if I'm gonna go out, I might as well, go out on a great meme at the very end.
Yeah. I don't want to say the gauntlet's been thrown down, that you're probably not going to top it, but I think we've bookended this, quite nicely. We have the Nope TGE is the worst, playing against, we now have Lord Bannon. Yeah. And the best part about that was you're going into level 9, and I'm talking to Rick, I'm like, I'm kind of disappointed. It's an hour in, we got both these people, and aside from Krim burning the banana, which he always does, I haven't been trolled at all. 2 rooms later, hi, here's a giant banana.
That's pretty awesome. I actually just saw it now. Nice.
Yeah, that's great.
I had to do something. But, yeah, that was actually the most fun part about making that sprite, was actually digging into the code and finding out where Ganon's palette was, because up until then it was never documented that we know of. So I actually had to go digging through the code to find it, and yeah, that was kind of fun.
I'm impressed.
So, ZebGedney, you continue on in this tournament, and you're going to be facing off against Random Effect, and you know what Random Effect can do. Your thoughts heading into that match?
Yeah, gotta play as fast as I can. Be willing to pass up items and levels if I don't think I'm gonna need anything. I mean, once I feel like I had a couple of items, it was kind of, instead of digging, I knew I had to just go as fast as I could. And actually I have them in the vanilla Zelda tournament as well this week, so I'll be back to back with him.
That's right. You should just make that a complete dual stream there. Do the vanilla and then go on right to randomizer afterwards.
That sounds
a
good.
nice double header.
That's ironic. And Crim, you are still going to be one of the hardest working people in this tournament behind the scenes, making sure that all the buttons are pushed right and make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, the tournament ends as far as you as a player. Your thoughts as the tournament as a whole through the first few weeks of the brackets?
I'm actually glad I'm out. It's exhausting. Like, this week has been much needed lull because we only have 8 matches this week compared to all the ones that we normally have. But next week it picks right up. Again, we have 16 matches. Going to be needing a lot of restreaming, commentary, and everything else. So, doing the admin stuff is more than enough, and that's really all I cared about. I didn't care about winning this at all. I just cared about putting on a show and putting on a good tournament that everyone enjoyed. So that's what matters to me.
Well, we thank you very much for being one of the main administrators of this tournament, and good luck to you in the background.
Thank you, and thank you to you and TG for commentating, and I'm sure I'll get a kick out of the commentary while I'm rewatching this, because I just want to look at that double block Roman 5 over and over and over and over to figure out, why I didn't get a little closer when I was bombing the walls in there to draw that Wallmaster out, or whatever. I mean, I literally bombed every single ball in that level 5 until I go back in and I realize, oh, there's a Wallmaster in here. And as soon as I did that, I may have said a few select words and said, yeah, that probably cost me.
Yeah. If there's any solace, I know Dragon Dark has the same feeling as you did, because that's what happened in his race against Saber earlier on in this bracket tournament.
But good game again, Zeb. Best of luck going forward. I know your next opponent's not easy, so good luck with Random Effect.
Thanks. Yeah. Good luck to you too. I mean, not good luck, but GG to you. I know this was I know you obviously could have put up a much faster time with that one issue, but either way, I'm glad to see that it was at least close.
Yeah, hey, it's a good show. That's what's important.
Yep.
All right, that is CrimsonAvix and ZebGedney. Be sure to follow both of those runners and wish them your GGs. We've got to get on out of here, Greenleaf, because we got to go vanilla here on Speed Gaming 2. We've got Vanilla 1, 80% tournament. Dan H versus Math Guy 86 coming up next here on Speed Gaming 2. Liquid Husband, Lost Cards fan will have the commentary for that race. So for Fuse on the gang here, for Crim, for Zeb, and for Greenleaf, it's been a lot of fun. We have to do this again.
It is, and keep paneling, everybody.
All right, Liquid Husband, Lost Cards fan, take it away.